That's
one
how it's
quick.
always been. Go ahead.
So
The point I want to make about COVID here, and one of the reasons I bring COVID up, is because it always comes up in these discussions about government and authority. COVID was a once in a lifetime global pandemic. You lived
absolutely
through
not.
something.
Absolutely not.
Yes, it was. You lived through something incredibly unusual. Nothing like
So
that had
the
happened
doc can
for
tell you about
decades.
the polio epidemic, the measles epidemic. This is
When
all
Yeah, but
in the
that's a
last
different
100
generation.
years. This is all in the last 100 years.
Okay. All right. Well, if you want to consider a lifetime, 100 years, that's a long lifetime. You're very fortunate. Good for you.
My grandpa
But
died at 99, bro.
So she
okay,
didn't.
fantastic.
That's not the average
But
life
again,
expectancy for America. Come
this
on
is
now.
this is a once in a lifetime event, a pandemic of that skill. You lived through it and you learned absolutely fucking nothing. It's fascinating to me that you guys lived through this, and we lost 1 million Americans and God knows how many throughout the world. And you are still going, it was all a conspiracy, and I can't believe I got kicked out of a Burger King.
Where
What
did I
the
say this is a conspiracy? Where did I say this is a
I didn't
conspiracy?
say.
There's a conversation to be had.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
Welcome to the podcast you didn't know you needed. The Conversation to Be Had podcast. I'm your host, Chalo. This is my boy, co-host Rashawn, back in the building. Today we're going to talk about the status of America. In my opinion, America is broken right now. We got civil unrest everywhere. We got talk of war outside of the U.S. and just a lot of things going on right now. I don't know where we're going to go as a country, but I mean, I got the panel on. We're going to bring them in, talk about it, and see if we can come to some kind of conclusion.
Talk about it.
What's
What's going on?
up, guys?
What's up?
What's up?
Everybody.
How's it going,
All
everybody?
right. All right. So check this out. We're going to talk about the state of the United States right now. And I'm going to go around the panel, and I want you to limit your answer to maybe a minute and 30 seconds. I just want to know, in your opinion, each one of you, how would you describe the status of the country right now? We're going to start with you, Jay. Let us know. What do you think? Do you think what kind of country do you think we got right now? What do you think the status of this country? You think it's in a good place? It's in a bad place? You know, talk to me.
Well, I mean, as far as the country go, it depends on where you live at. Obviously, people have different opinions. There's a lot of stuff going on. I mean, the media always has their point of view, and it doesn't seem to be working to be America's point of view. Like, the ratings are tanking on these networks that are being sued constantly for lying and misrepresenting the people that they're supposed to be giving information to. It's always twisted, and in the end, you find out there's a lot of lies in the story, and it seems to change the opinion of the Americans. Like for instance, the people of Iran, they love America. They love Trump specifically, but the regime hates Trump. The people of Venezuela love America. They love Trump, but the regime hates Trump. How is it that the people here in America have the same views as regimes that are oppressing their people, but the people themselves love Trump? Like, what? How is that? And then you come to find out, like, all these protests that are funded by, Act Blue and the Liberation Party and, different organizations that are paying people to protest. So, people like Gavin Newsom, who's elected by the people of California, but get flown out to Davos with Alex Soros that funds him. So you got an entity in another country that is influencing the governor of a state that is elected. Like, how is it all this stuff is happening where corruption is being investigated? I mean,
you're more of asking a question. I asked you.
Yeah, but I think like I said, I think the country is swayed depending if they view the media as relevant or not.
What do you feel? I don't want to know what the country feels. I want to know what you feel. How do you feel? Do you see all this stuff going on around? How do you feel about it? You feel like we're in a good place? We're going, Well,
look, we're in a great place than what we were like 4 or 5 years ago, or 4 years ago, right? I mean, you can leave the house. You don't need like vaccine passports. I got kicked out of Burger King in South Heights because I didn't provide a vaccine passport. Never happened in my life. That's total nonsense there. I mean, they were censoring doctors. Like, they literally were censoring people online. I was in Facebook jail 7 months out of a year when Joe Biden became president. So, yeah, America is doing a lot better now than they were just a few years ago. Yeah, I mean, if that's the question that you're asking.
Yeah, I think on the post, you deserve Facebook jail.
Or is that what you're asking me?
Sometimes they have to put you in the corner, man. You deserve Facebook jail. Let's keep it real. I know
for memes. For memes. I don't think so.
You're going down.
See, now, when you tell me that I belong in Facebook jail, now, what is that called? That's the fascism, right? When you want to lock up somebody's point of view and put them away because you don't like what they're saying, that's fascism.
I didn't
say that's totally what that is.
It's not fascism. If you own the platform, you get to decide who gets to talk on the platform. There's no government involved.
Yeah.
Okay, so
there was government involved in that.
To censor doctors during a medical crisis, you think that's okay? Like, how do you? And they've already come out and said that the Biden administration was censoring people, which is a violation of rights. So how is it once the government gets involved?
Since when
they're violation your rights.
Private property.
Private property. You should let the doctor.
Property owner makes the rules. Since when did you stop believing in that?
Okay, but you can't. Once you allow the government in there to be a voice or say whatever, then they have to go with the rule of law. That once the government enters, they must be lawful. And you can't censor people. You can't censor doctors during a medical emergency because you wanted something specifically to do a certain way. I mean,
Facebook can censor whoever the hell they want to. They curate the.
They sure can. Platform. They sure can. But they have to be public about why.
No, they don't. They don't have to. No. They can do whatever the hell they want to do.
Okay, hold on.
So how come they haven't done?
Wait. Hold on. Let's just get around the room and let's come back.
Let's get around the room.
Okay.
All right, Mark.
Mark, what's up, man?
What's the state of the country, Mark? Let us know. Come on. Don't ask no questions, man. Just give your opinion, okay?
This country is fractured because nobody will sit at the table and have an honest, open discussion. That's it. I kept it.
Charlie Kirk.
Okay. All right. Jen, let's go.
I think the country is definitely divided, and I do agree with Mark. I mean, people don't want to talk. They don't want to discuss their opinions. They'd rather talk about their feelings. And economically, I think the country's doing great. And we're definitely doing better than we were 2 years ago. That's pretty much... And I think it does depend on where you live and what you do.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
Okay. What's up, Jim? What you got for us, man?
I'll throw a couple of points up there. As economically, I think we're headed for a really bad spot. Just because, and I mentioned this before, the middle class is being absorbed into the lower class, and this isn't a Trump problem. This isn't a Biden problem. This is a last couple of decades problem. But I think the economic policies of this admin exacerbated. Our foreign policy is an absolute nightmare right now. We are alienating our allies. We are befriending our enemies, like and people we probably don't want to befriend. We are threatening just rampant imperialism. And as far as in our communities, we have a major city occupied by effectively a federal military at the moment. We have citizens being executed by law enforcement in the streets. And then when you ask the supporters of this admin, do you think this is okay? You have people saying, well, I was kicked out of Burger King 4 years ago. This is way better. This is nuts that we are dealing with this right now.
No, that's not what I said.
Hold on. We'll come back, brother. We'll come back. Eni, what's up?
I think America is definitely broken. I think America has been broken. I'm 48. It's been broken all of my life. And unfortunately, I believe that America is going to have to be broken some more before we can get to our version of the golden age.
Okay.
Right. Let's go, Doc.
One word for you: chaos. There's chaos in the streets. There's chaos in the markets. Tariff here, tax there. There's no predictability. There's no stability. So people who think they're doing well now don't know how they're going to be doing in a few months because the rules are constantly changing. You don't know if your business is going to have additional cost. You don't know if the supplies that you're expecting to be using are going to go up in price. Gas prices, food prices, everything's just chaos. And I don't know how anybody can have comfort about the future when there's so much chaos on the horizon.
Okay. Lee?
Yeah, I think Eddie got it right. The country has always been broken, and I do agree that there will be some more things that need to be broken before it can be fixed. But I do think that we're at this stage now that we haven't been in a very, very long time. And it's not just partisan, although that's huge. Usually when we look at polls, you'll see it's 51, 52, 53, 54, something like that, because we're so partisan, right? We're almost split in the middle for the most part. But that's not even what we're seeing now. We're seeing 70% of people are saying that they're not happy with the economy. We're seeing similar numbers of people saying that they don't like the violence that they're witnessing with all of these ICE arrests. And I know that social media is powerful, and we see a lot of very vocal people speaking out in support of ICE and in Trump. But every poll, including the ones that are being shown on Fox News, show that the majority of country is not happy, both from an economic standpoint, from a civil rights standpoint, from what Donald Trump is doing with ICE, from all sorts of aspects. Most people are not happy, and I think, as Eddie said, it's only going to get worse before it gets better.
Yeah, I think the number is 71%. Let's go, Sean.
So I had a whole soliloquy prepared, but I'm just gonna yeah, you know me, but I'm just gonna say this. Tonight my son called me, my 23-year-old, and he wears his heart on his sleeve. He's a very I say he's a sensitive child, and he was in tears, and he was like, Dad, I feel overwhelmed. I feel like, I'm watching the news. I'm watching people get murdered on the street. I watched a guy get his mag dumped on him. And America to me right now is just falling apart, and I don't know if there's anything I could do, and I feel hopeless. And as a father, that broke my heart. You know what I mean? And so, obviously I gave him the best advice that I could. But if I was to sum America up, I would say it was a conversation I had with my son tonight.
Okay. Well, America's definitely broken. I mean, if you can look around you and you think that everything's honky dory, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. After the actions of today, when you see a guy, basically just get murdered in the streets, we're getting to a point, and he's an American citizen, and he was at a protest. I mean, if you could really call it that. The thing is, people shouldn't be dying over this. This is getting crazy as far as the amount of violence and death and things surrounding this. This is absolutely nuts. And if you think that 4 or 5 years ago it was worse than it is right now, I mean, it wasn't for me. But I mean, I guess I could see how some people could feel like that depending on their circumstances. But for me, 4 or 5 years ago wasn't worse than right now. And I don't think it has to do with whatever Barack or Hillary or whoever else you're gonna name, Biden or nothing like that. It's just the rhetoric, the attitude of where this country is going is not a good place. It's not at all.
Yeah.
Agree.
Let's see. As far as like the shooting that happened today, we'll talk about that a little bit. We'll go around and you guys can tell me, whether or not you feel like this is justified or not. I mean, I don't know how you could think any other way, but hey, everybody has their opinion. So we're gonna start with you, Jay.
Well, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. So the media, it sways two different ways. It'll tell you one story, and then it'll tell people another story, and you kind of got to figure out what's what. The guy that was killed had a gun on him. Obviously, it was loaded, and he had 2 magazines on him. Now, if you carry a firearm, you're carrying the firearm that you have with you, and it'll be loaded, no problem. To carry 2 more magazines, well, you're ready for confrontation, to say the least, right? He was trying to obstruct officers. I mean, what's crazy is, like, what people aren't seeing is, like, how come people that are, like, getting arrested for other crimes aren't being obstructed by protesters? Same things are happening, right? A child could be taken away, their parent could be taken away from the family or whatever, in a DUI stop or whatever, a traffic infraction or something. But it's become a big thing because the media is making it a big thing. The social media is making, I mean, Clinton deported, 12.5 million people? Bush, 10.5 million? Obama, 5 million? But Trump's only deported about 500,000 people. There's about 2 million people that self-deported. So he's only deported 500,000 people. Now, the same person is in charge of ICE. Holman has been in charge of all the administrations. He's doing it the same way they've always done it. Now, what's different now? The media. The media exposure. That's
Wait a minute.
the only thing that's different.
Ask yourself this. Hold on.
Okay.
Ask yourself this. Why is this only going on in Minnesota and Democrat states like that? Listen.
Because that's where he's sending ICE agents to.
That's where he's sending agents to. Yes, he is.
Listen.
He's not sending it anywhere else but blue cities.
Can you listen to me for a second?
No, he sent it to Memphis. That's. I mean, it's a blue city, but
It's a blue city.
state.
Exactly.
Right, blue city, but red
He's
state.
sending it to blue cities.
I'm trying
Let her
to
speak.
point.
Sorry, honey. Go ahead, Jen. Sorry.
My fault.
They also went to Memphis. And
Blue
you
City.
know why they didn't have riots in Memphis? Because they had cooperated with them. They did. The mayor of Memphis and the governor of Tennessee didn't come out and say, we don't want ICE in our state. They're not law enforcement. They didn't make up all this bullshit like Tim Walz sitting there saying that CBP and ICE aren't law enforcement. Yes, they are.
So
And they didn't have all this rhetoric and telling people to get out in the streets and peacefully protest. Because, of course, Tim Walz's idea of peacefully protesting is burning tires and opening your windows so you can smell the smoke.
Bingo.
I mean, the rules were completely different in Memphis and Minnesota.
no,
In Minnesota,
they
now you
No, they
are
weren't.
allowed to go into someone's house without a judicial warrant, and that is the memo that was sent. That literally was shown.
That
and
was
then now they're
recent,
showing
and it
a
just
ton more. So
happened.
when they sent the
just
people to
happened.
Memphis, they didn't have as many officers as they have now. They also didn't send people to the schools and churches the way
They
they're saying
didn't. You know why
to
CBP was there?
in Minnesota.
CBP was
There's a
there to
huge
back up
difference
ICE
between
because
what they did in
Minnesota
Memphis
won't
and what's
send the
going
police
on
out to help
today.
them.
It's just
Steve, let
no.
people speak, bro.
I was in the middle of my
speak.
talking. I was in the middle of my conversation.
and-
She interrupted me.
I did.
No, she was talking
Because
still.
What you're saying is
She was
wrong.
talking still.
No.
Jen was still talking.
all right,
You
all right,
can't
all right.
tell me the
Who's trying to make
GOP
her
is not
point, bro?
making a show out of
There's a
this.
difference between a state cooperating with the federal government like they should, and a state coming out and
Why
saying, we don't
should-
want you
no,
here,
why-
and you're not coming to my state.
No,
Bullshit.
the states didn't want to cooperate with the federal government during COVID when there was a public health emergency, and you guys were all about it. States' rights. Ron fucking
The state,
DeSantis.
the state
Here
should
he
make
comes.
the decision for themselves. That's your big thing. All you Trumpers. That's your big thing. The states
Say this-
decide.
Same
Now,
thing
You
with-
can't-
same thing
no,
with abortion.
now the
You're
states
comparing
just-
apples to oranges because
Same
COVID
shit.
was a mandate. No, it's not. COVID was a mandate. It was not a law. There's a difference between breaking a law and not listening to a mandate, which is a
What?
suggestion and it's not a law.
What
People were
law?
getting
What-
fired over a mandate.
No, there were localities, not federal law. There were actually also states that also created laws that you guys didn't want to follow, right? So
People were getting
it was-
fired for not getting vaccinated. What about that?
and they should. They should have been fired.
No, they
Why
shouldn't
did
have.
the Supreme Court?
What?
It didn't stop the
That's
spread.
a violation of your rights, dude, of your civil
No, it's
rights.
not.
No,
No,
it
it's not.
is. You can't force somebody that. What other vaccine do you have to have? Does
What
an
happened
employer
to my
require?
body?
Why do you
my
think you
choice.
can't go to school unless you have certain
What
vaccinations?
happened to my body,
A
my
school?
choice?
That's different. An employer? Come on.
Why? Why is that so different?
My
Explain to me the
body, my
difference.
Name a vaccine that you have to have for any
Explain to
employer
me
other
the
than that.
difference between school and employers. And not to mention that there was a global pandemic affecting the entire globe.
Because you have certain rights as an employer, and you have to have it because you're in contact with children, and that's part of a board and everything else.
Okay. So hold on. So
Jake.
real quick. Hey, Doc. So they're talking about vaccines and everything like that. You're a doctor. Can you explain the importance of vaccines to some of these people, please? Or
The
why they're
importance of-
necessary?
I'm not
We all know the importance of
Oh, no,
vaccines.
just let 'em
That's
talk.
not the
Let 'em
thing.
talk. Let them talk. Let them talk. Go ahead, Doc.
The importance
can I
of
ask Doc a
vaccines
question?
is to build immunity in
Can I
the
ask
general
you a question,
population.
please?
So
Hold
that
on, Mark.
disease doesn't take hold within the community.
And that's why I can ask you another question. Is that why we're seeing these up cases and measles cases and everything like that? There was like in Texas, there's another one that's happening now. These outbreaks is because people are so anti-vax, right?
Definitely. There's a big decrease in the amount of people who have measles vaccines, especially kids. So we're seeing the virus make footholds in different parts of the country.
So I got one last question. So if that's the case, then, and if a vaccine is so important and it doesn't affect just the person that gets the vaccine, then it should be something that everybody should get. So what I'm trying to say to you, Jay, is that, okay, these vaccines, I'm not talking about just COVID or anything like that, but like the measles and everything like that, they're putting other people at risk when they don't get that. So that's why these are important.
If that's the case, then their vaccines don't work. I mean, it's simple as that. The vaccine. Look, if your vaccine's effectiveness depends on me getting it, then it don't work, buddy. I'm just saying.
You don't understand how vaccines are supposed to work if you believe that.
Yeah.
Jay, you literally do not
Your
understand science.
vaccine. Wait. Time out. You're telling me your vaccine won't work unless I get vaccinated?
That is
then
correct.
I'm telling you, your vaccine does not work then.
You don't understand how science works.
If the vaccine would. If a vaccine's purpose is to stop you from catching something, but
Vaccines are given.
Listen,
Actually, when you get a vaccine for
wait,
something, it
wait,
gives you that particular disease, so your body can
wait.
become immune to it.
Correct.
That's what a
I got
I
it.
want
vaccine
to
is.
ask Doc a
Just so you
question.
know.
I
I
want to
gotta
ask
Go
throw
Doc
ahead,
a
Mark.
something
Go
out
question.
there.
ahead.
There's
Go
a
ahead,
difference
Mark.
between
I
the
want
measles and COVID, though.
I want to ask Doc a question. Prior to COVID, the normal vaccines were like 100%. Nobody argued with it, right?
95 to
No.
98% of children were getting childhood vaccines. As far as adults, it was like 30 to 50% of adults would
Okay,
get the annual flu vaccine. So there's always been variance in adults getting
right.
vaccines.
So, so this is my opinion, and I want your input on this. I think once the federal government put in the rules that you can't do certain things unless you get this vaccine, then like COVID changed people's mentality, because when the government says you can't go to a restaurant without a vaccine, right? It changed people's mentality, right? People were losing their jobs for not getting a shot, right? It changed their mentality. It changed the way they think, because now, why am I being forced to do this, right? So I'm going to give you a little history so you understand where I
Oh
come from.
my God.
Listen, give me 30 seconds.
30 seconds,
I
bro.
It's
He's
football
practicing.
time.
Go.
I'll put my timer on.
Yes, it is definitely
so
on. Go. I've already used up
so
20. Just breathing.
you guys wasting my time. Just give me a chance to talk to him, right?
11
All right,
seconds,
and
bro.
Go ahead, Mark.
go,
Go ahead,
go,
brother.
go.
So I worked at a homeless shelter, right, during COVID. And we had a mandate: if somebody has COVID, they had to be in isolation. They got shipped off to these COVID hotels. Now, when you put people in that situation, you actually increase the problem. Isn't that correct?
By quarantining
Like,
them,
like, remember the
you
typhoid
increase the
and
problem by quarantining them. Like, hold on. Don't go
Yeah,
no
yes,
putting
further
them all.
so we
He's
can
talking
understand
about
your point.
putting them all
Just
together like they did in the nursing homes, where they sent everybody back to the nursing homes with COVID, and all these people died
and
because
in
all these
That's
people
because
with
they
COVID had
past
it.
with the
quarantine sick people
typhoid,
with old people. But
the typhoid Mary stuff, isn't it true that when you congregate people who are sick, you increase the sickness?
I'm going.
Mm, no, I mean, not really. The sickness is going to take its course, whether or not the person sitting next to you is sick or not. How the disease progressed depended on whether or not we had treatment at the time. And what you're talking about is public health. It's not necessarily medicine. So what the government or what authorities do with the population when they're trying to weigh the needs of many versus the needs of few is public health, epidemiology. It's a different type of science. It's not medicine. So when you're talking about disease state and what happens with the progression of disease, that's medicine. But you're comparing these public health policies, which again they're made by scientists, not necessarily doctors. At some point, the government, whether it's local government or national government, has to weigh these things on a scale: the needs of many versus the needs of few. And then you can't please everyone. Someone's going to fall short when with that type of dichotomy. There's no perfect situation. So definitely what you're saying about people feeling ostracized by government rules about what's necessary. I mean, definitely, they're going to feel. Some people are going to feel that way. But again, that's one of the zero-sum games. You can't please everyone when you have to weigh the needs of the many versus the needs of the few.
Okay.
So
That's how it's always been. Go ahead.
So
The point I want to make about COVID here, and one of the reasons I bring COVID up, is because it always comes up in these discussions about government and authority. COVID was a once-in-a-lifetime global pandemic. You lived
absolutely
through
not.
something.
Absolutely not.
Yes, it was. You lived through something incredibly unusual. Nothing like
So
that had
the
happened
doc can
for
tell you about the
decades.
polio epidemic, the measles epidemic. This is
When
all
was
Yeah, but
in
that's
the
a
last
different
100
generation.
years. This is all in the last 100 years.
Okay. All right. Well, if you want to consider a lifetime, 100 years, that's a long lifetime. You're very fortunate. Good for you.
My grandpa
But
died at 99, bro.
So she
Okay,
didn't.
fantastic.
That's not the average
But
life
again,
expectancy for Americans.
This is a once in a lifetime event, a pandemic of that skill. You lived through it and you learned absolutely fucking nothing. It's fascinating to me that you guys lived through this and we lost 1 million Americans and God knows how many throughout the world. And you are still going, it was all a conspiracy and I can't believe I got kicked out of a Burger King.
Where did I say this is a conspiracy? Where did I say this is a conspiracy?
I didn't say that
Go ahead.
either.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Where is
All
this a
over the
conspiracy?
internet. Do you want go on
No,
Twitter?
no. What somebody else
But
says
that's
is
not
my
us.
fucking problem, bro. Where did I say it's a conspiracy? What I said was it changed people's
I'm speaking
mentality,
in more of
and that's
I'm
causing more
speaking
problems.
more of a broader sense of your
Right, and
political
I think that you make a good point. It's about the government authority because that's what I think that this whole subject is kind of based on right now. Government overreach. What we're seeing right now with ICE and everything like that. It's crazy to me, right? The same people that were upset about COVID are the same people right now cheering on ICE while people's rights are being trampled on. You know what I mean? Like these people.
No, the laws are just being enforced.
Let me finish. People walking down the street, walking their dogs, going to work, picking up their kids are getting stopped. American citizens are being detained. That is directly against their American rights at that point.
Now
And then
tell
on
the
top of
real
that-
reason
wait,
why
wait, wait,
American
wait, wait.
citizens are being detained.
And then on top of that,
Because they look colored.
yeah, and then on,
There you go.
exactly,
No.
and then on top of that,
No,
the Supreme
because
Court literally,
they're
the Supreme Court
stepping
literally
in
said,
and trying to obstruct. That's
No,
why they're
they're
being
not.
No.
There's plenty of people that are being stopped.
Right. So
Come
let
on.
me ask you a quick question. Let me ask you a quick question, Jay.
How many people have stood in front of ICE vehicles and stopped them from moving?
Hold on.
That's obstruction, bro.
Hold on. We all saw the video today, right? Where everybody agreed that officer shot more than one time.
Like 10
understands.
times.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody
Oh, yeah.
agree that, right? Okay. Why?
I don't think it was one officer that shot though.
Wait, hold on,
I think
hold on.
it was.
It was one. Okay. Number one, why would Greg Bovino get on the TV and start talking about they fired one shot? Why did they have to lie? Or why did he say
He
that?
said three. I heard him say three.
I heard him.
That's still
say
bullshit
one.
if it's
Right.
if he said three.
Exactly. And
I
on
heard him
top of
say
that,
three. I heard like 3 or 4 shots.
Okay, that's still a lie.
and
Why
on
do you
top of
need?
that-
Why do you need?
Yeah,
to- Why do you need to be?
Wait, hold on. This man didn't have. He was unarmed. He was literally unarmed. He had no gun on him. None
He had a
whatsoever.
gun. He had a 9mm and
They
2
removed
magazines.
it already.
They removed the gun, Jay. It was
They
removed.
removed
We
the
literally have
gun.
video.
Disarmed
It's in
him.
the news.
He was
look at-
empty-handed.
It was in his hand. They said. And
No, it was
Hey,
holstered.
Look
Jay,
at
you gotta
Stop.
stop like
Stop,
believing
dude.
everything.
did you see
you
the
read.
lady? Did you see the lady in Pink's view?
Did you see
You see the lady in?
Did you see the
You see the lady in Pink's view yet?
Did you see
Yes.
the video?
Yeah,
Everyone
lady,
has.
lady in pink.
we watched it before
There's
the show.
multiple videos.
Bro,
The
yeah,
lady
no,
in pink was the
And we've
closest.
seen them all.
we see them all,
And
Jay.
it
Jay,
all showed
We
the
watched
same
it
thing.
before the show. We just
And you
watched
did-
the guy.
we just
We
watched
watched
it,
the ICE
dude.
officer take his gun. We just watched
So,
it.
so the thing is, like, what is crazy to me is Democrats just forget what the definition of insurrection is. What is insurrection? What is insurrection?
Okay,
This
okay.
is the
A
Democrat
violent
Republican
uprising against authority or government. This is a
So was January
this is an insurrection.
God, you must love the taste of that boot.
Was January 6th an insurrection, Jay? Was it?
What? What?
Was January 6th an
Huh?
insurrection? Was January
What?
6th an
Huh?
insurrection?
Was no,
Huh?
no.
Oh my God! Oh
Listen,
my
listen,
fucking
it-
God! What
It
the
wasn't an
actual
insurrection. The CIA was involved in that.
Oh,
There were
fuck? Jesus
what,
motherfucking Christ, Jay.
248 federal officers there. I mean, they already found who planted the pipe bomb. So I was not for them breaking in the Capitol. No, I wasn't for that.
Oh,
Like,
sure you weren't.
No,
Okay.
I wasn't.
Okay.
Rashawn knows. I was adamant about that. I wasn't
It's a
cool with them breaking in.
January 6th is a
But-
conspiracy. The COVID shot is a
So
conspiracy.
listen,
What
so
else?
listen, so listen. So you guys are telling me people walking through the ropes, getting escorted by police is an insurrection, but actually trying to fight ICE
They beat
officers
cops
is
with
not.
fire extinguishers and flagpoles. What the fuck are you talking about?
Hey, they weren't doing like they are now. They're trying to throw. They're throwing Molotov.
Can you mute V because he's interrupting?
Give me one
Shut
second.
the fuck up, Mark.
Go
One
ahead. Go ahead,
second.
Amy.
The definition of insurrection is a violent uprising against an authority or government. So January 6th was absolutely an insurrection.
They went there specifically to
Okay.
overthrow the government. I don't
So-
care.
so
if you
listen.
say
So-
there
so
were
listen.
federal
Yes.
agents in the crowd. Fuck, I hope so. 'Cause
And
they
let
knew
me
what they
say
were
something
gonna
else
do.
real quick. Let me say something else real quick. I witnessed a black man get arrested by police way before ICE even started invading cities. And me, along with other people, were told we were going to get arrested if we didn't move along. And all we were doing was sitting there with our cameras out. That's not an insurrection. And we were told we would be arrested. That man got attacked because he had his camera out first. And we found out his name is Alex Preddy, actually.
Mm-hmm.
He had his gun legally. It wasn't illegal for him to have a gun on him. So they took that gun off him after they pepper sprayed him. He was already
And stomped his ears
incapacitated.
together.
And beat the piss out of them. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what was the gunfire?
That wasn't an
So-
insurrection. That wasn't
So
an insurrection.
why would he fight unless he is trying to uprise violently against a authoritative figure, which is
You're saying the dude laying on the ground was fighting the police?
He uprose violence.
yeah. Well, look, if it takes multiple
Play the video one time, man.
people,
Man,
if it
play
takes
the
multiple
video.
people to take someone down, I don't know why it took so many to take a.
Bro, I mean,
We're glitching. It's bad. Like I'm glitching.
Hired 3 weeks ago. and
We're
don't
glitching
have
out.
training.
Yeah, Doc, I know, man. I hear you, brother. I hear you, man. Look, I don't understand.
So wait. Say that again. You said the guy didn't have training.
You need to see it because he was
The problem that we're going to continue to have,
The
the problem that we're going to continue to have is what you see is going to depend on who you support, and it's going to be like this for the next year or so. Well, unfortunately, anyone that supports Trump is going to believe whatever DHS tells them, and everyone else is going to believe the video that they see. That's all it's going to be. It's no use. I mean, that's the bottom line. Jay, Jen, Mark will never be able to change their mind from anything else because they believe in the cult, and that's it. There's no way that we're going to change their mind.
Call us Nazis next. Call us Nazis next
Yeah,
week.
I know. It's all name calling. It's like it's trying to talk to children. But this is when you guys say we don't openly talk about it. We do. Charlie Kirk, you heard of him? He did exactly that. What you say people don't do. He did that and got killed for it.
I don't think. I mean, I never said we don't talk to each other. That's a problem. I never said that.
That's what they were just saying.
No,
so
Jen was saying that. Jen was saying that. I never said that. So don't ruin that conversation.
You were kind of insinuating that, and it's like
I never
but
did.
The problem is
I don't think you can solve this issue by talking to people that do not believe in facts.
People to make your point be.
I denigrate people that are racist, white supremacists, and bigots. If you do not support the rights of people, I will denigrate you. And not everyone, just bigots. Most people that support Trump, most people that support Trump are either racist or idiots. I mean, it's one or the other, and that's not going to change my mind. Most people that support Trump are either racist or ignorant. That's just a fact.
So.
I mean,
but see, like the reason he thinks like that is because he's brainwashed by the media. He doesn't know that, like, when Jesse Jackson ran for president, President Trump's the one that gave him funding, that funded both his presidential runs. You see,
30 years ago, Trump called himself a Democrat. That means nothing.
Yeah, I mean, dude, he wasn't a racist until he ran for president. Sorry,
he was a racist back in the 70s.
When he put out the ad for the Central Park 5, that was way before he ran for presidency.
I think his dad was a racist. I definitely think his dad was a racist. But him, like, as far as
this is a problem I got. Like V said, when you look at the video, it depends on who you support, like your version of the video. And why is America like that now? I just saw a man get killed. I don't support nobody. I just saw a man get murdered, and I don't see how you didn't see a man get murdered. Like, you come up with all this, and he pushed the officer. We watched the video. He didn't push no officer. Dude, he's holding a lady in his hand. He's taking pepper spray to the face. Like, all these alternative things.
See, I didn't even see him get pepper sprayed. Honestly,
and you saw 3 separate videos, and you didn't see him get pepper sprayed.
Right.
Look, I didn't see the actual pepper sprayed on him. I seen officers on him being held down, and then I seen the lady in Pink's point of view that was a little closer. But it's hard to even tell what's in his hand. Some people were saying phone. Some people are saying gun. The DHS said one thing, yeah, but they're the ones that apprehended him. So if you're just believing somebody off the streets that says, "Oh no, this was taken, that was taken," and you're not actually listening to people that took it in, then you're just misrepresenting yourself. And that's the thing. Like, you just found out. There's no way that you know for a fact exactly all the details. No way. And it happens all the time. There's conclusions get jumped to, and then you find out a few days later, oh, wait a minute, that wasn't the fact. There's more.
There's a video.
So if I see somebody get ran over by a car, I don't need alternative facts. I saw the car hit the person. There's no alternative facts, bro. The man was laying on the ground. He took 7 or 8 shots. Dude, how do you construe that into something else? How do you do that?
Because you got to take the totality of facts. That man did nothing. 3 seconds.
Can I ask you guys?
Oh my God! Here you go with the second shit.
J. Mark and Jen, if Trump comes out and says that ICE made a mistake, would you guys then agree that he made a mistake, or would you still have the stance that?
Well, yeah. I mean,
okay,
absolutely not.
Okay.
There you go.
I haven't seen. Me personally,
Point
I haven't
proven.
seen enough of it. I've seen it. Shut up, Finn.
But you literally just proved my point. You will do whatever he tells you to do.
No, I will not. I form my own fucking opinions, you asshole.
Let's just be
My
respectful.
opinion is you're an asshole.
Of course I'm an asshole. I don't care if I'm an asshole.
Well, the only reason I asked is because
I know I'm not a racist like you.
Hang on.
I haven't seen enough videos, so I can't form a real opinion. I know that I have seen 2 quick videos. I didn't see what happened before. I saw him running up on them because he was trying to save this woman. That's what I have seen. I know there was too many shots fired. That should have never happened. And none of these people should be getting killed, but they also shouldn't be going to these protests with guns on them. And I don't think Kyle Rittenhouse should have either. But that's just I'm a gun owner.
The free Kyle Rittenhouse?
I would not freaking go to a protest with a gun on me. When you have a concealed carry permit, you have a duty to be safe with it. And being safe with it is not going into a violent situation. He was not being safe with it. He knew he was going to a violent situation.
Where would you need
bring
a gun other than a
concealed
violent
carry
situation?
for your own protection, period. Not to go out
Where
and
would you
protect
need a
everybody
gun
else
other
around
than
you
a
because
violent
you're some white
situation?
savior. Because that's what
Where
these
would you
people
need a
think they
gun
are.
other than a
I
violent
think people
situation?
carry guns all the
What?
time in Minnesota. It's not concealed carry in Minnesota. I think it's open carry.
It is open carry.
Yeah,
Yes, it's
It's
open
open
carry.
carry here in
They carry
Virginia
guns all
too,
over
but
the place in
there's also
Minnesota.
concealed
Okay.
carry.
So
I mean,
Yeah,
this
it's
same,
open in
Right.
Minnesota.
this same thing happened in Texas. Okay, there was Greg Abbott, because he's a POS. Pardon this guy. There was an incident in Texas quite a few years ago, around the time of the George Floyd protest, where there was a protest, there was a street blocked off, and a person intentionally drove his car into that area and disrupted the mob. I don't believe he hurt anyone with his vehicle, but he very intentionally drove his vehicle into a mob of protesters. A person legally open carrying a rifle, has the right to have this rifle, approached his vehicle, and the person in the vehicle shot this man. The person in the vehicle went to prison for murder, and Greg Abbott pardoned the fucker. And that effectively makes Texas a PvP state, because somebody that was legally carrying a firearm was murdered for carrying that firearm, and the person was pardoned. You are doing the exact same thing now, where this person is legally carrying a firearm, and all of the Second Amendment stands are saying, well, he shouldn't have had it. Like, make up your minds.
So you gotta
Again,
understand that different states have
as a
different
responsible
laws.
gun owner, you do not carry a gun to a riot, a protest, or something
that
that's
what the
going to
Second
turn
Amendment
violent.
says?
You
Sounds
carry
like
your
a
gun to anywhere you
Not at
go.
that
all.
sounds
You
like
I'm
carry
a
saying,
place where
I'm
I'd
not
want to be
saying what the
armed.
Second Amendment says. I'm
Well,
saying
when
You
what,
you
carry
as
a
a
gun anywhere
responsible
you
gun
feel
owner,
unsafe.
I'm
With
responsible with my
multiple
weapons. I would
magazines.
never do that.
Multiple magazines.
Well,
Yeah,
is that
why
Not
the
are you
just
Second
going
one.
out in
Amendment now
public with
too?
multiple magazines? I mean,
Didn't the
that's
Second
crazy.
Amendment give him the right to do that though?
Yeah, I mean, is it illegal?
It's
You know,
not
that's the one.
illegal. Well, actually, you know what? It depends on the state you're in. I'm
Well,
willing
we're
to
talking about
venture.
Minnesota, obviously.
I don't know what the state laws are for Minnesota, but in Illinois you can only have 10 rounds.
So how come he's not
So let
allowed
me
to
ask
have
this.
weapons, but other people are? I
So
mean,
you
that's a
only
problem.
carry your
He's
gun.
allowed to
He
have
wasn't
weapons,
allowed to have them.
Hold on.
but
As a responsible gun owner, you only carry your gun where you feel safe. Is that what you're saying?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm
No.
saying
No.
I don't bring it
No.
to situations that I have.
You just hold on.
No, that's
Hold
you're
on.
twisting my words.
That's
You're
funny.
completely
No,
twisting
listen,
my
hold
words.
on. Let me finish.
It
Let
was
me
a
finish.
question,
You
actually.
said it was, and you said that he shouldn't have had a gun in a dangerous, unsafe environment. That's what you just said.
where he was going to obstruct federal officers. No, he shouldn't have had a
You don't know
gun.
that. You don't have those details.
So first of all, he's creating an insurrection.
Here you go
Right?
again.
Now he's doing it with a firearm. I mean, he's creating insurrection and
Let me ask you a question. If you watch the whole video, right? You see him directing traffic before he goes to the front of the white SUV and deals with the girl, and that whole thing starts, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Is he law enforcement?
It's who law enforcement?
Is the guy that got
he was a
shot
nurse.
law enforcement?
He's making
No,
a
it's a
point.
nurse.
He was directing
So
traffic.
why is he
I didn't
directing
see
traffic?
I mean, I tell
is he
people all,
direct-
I tell people all the time that they can go ahead
Because
of me.
he's standing in the middle of the street and he don't
Yeah.
want to get ran over.
Yeah, he's just like, hey man, go ahead, go through.
Because he's standing in the middle of the street and he don't want to get ran over. So he tells the cars to come by.
So
bro, let's not
this
make
is
that
the
a
thing.
factor or anything though. Him
Yeah,
standing in the street is a right
It's
he
another
has.
red herring.
This is the thing. When you have a firearm on you, you have an extra layer that you have to comply with, right? You can't act like a normal citizen and walk in their door.
Not according to you guys until now. But
No,
I just want to say
no,
that
no,
the founding
no.
fathers
Until
of
Because
now,
he had a
it's been
gun.
so
Because he had a
always.
gun, he shouldn't
I
have been
would
in the street. He shouldn't have been in the
I would
street
never
because he
go
had
to
a
a
gun.
friggin' parade in DC
I'm
with a
just
gun
following.
on me and a
Mark, I'm
huge
following
crowd of
along
people that you
exactly.
never know
Mark,
what's gonna
I'm
happen.
following along exactly how you said. So he's standing in the middle of the street and he's already wrong because he's armed. Is that what you're saying?
Because he went to
No, what I'm
obstruct
saying
law
is
enforcement
How did he
intentionally. He
obstruct
knew
him?
what he was doing.
How did he obstruct him?
He was trying to
Where
stop
was
them
this-
from pepper spraying that woman. They were
He did
obviously
not.
in an
How
altercation with
how
that
is
woman.
holding the woman who's getting pepper sprayed stopping them from pepper spraying her? He didn't. He did a hell of a
He
bad
was
job. If that's what
obviously
he was
trying.
trying to do.
No,
If
see,
that's what
now,
he was trying to do, he's
now you're
suspect.
playing obtuse here, Chalo, because you know exactly what he was doing, and you're just pretending like you don't, and you're trying to defend him.
Let's go through it. Let's go through it. You show me where he was messing with the officers. We're
He
gonna
didn't
go. Let's watch it
insert
right.
himself
No,
into that
we're gonna watch
situation
it.
for no
I'm not
reason.
gonna say
You
anything.
sat
We're
there
gonna
and
watch
said he
it,
was trying
and
to
you're gonna
save her
you're
from
gonna
being
point
pepper
out.
sprayed. That's
You're
what
gonna
you said
point
at the
out where
beginning
he
of the
was.
podcast.
Yes, you're gonna point out where
That's
he
what you
gave
said at
pepper
the beginning
spraying
of
the
the podcast,
lady.
and now I
You're gonna
say it
point
and I'm
out where he
wrong.
came at the
No.
officers. You're gonna point out where he came at the officers. Show me one point at that. He was holding that lady in her. He's getting pepper sprayed too. Now, where he comes at the officers, I want you to show me because we're gonna watch it again. I want you to show me
Inserted
where he
himself
comes
in
at
a
the officers.
situation that he did not belong
does
in because
not
they were dealing with
require
that
Holding a
woman, not
lady who's
him.
getting pepper sprayed does not mean you shoot me 8 times. That does
So
not
what is
mean
it you think? What is
I'm
it you
not
think he
saying
was
that.
doing there,
That's not
Chalo?
what I'm talking about. I'm not even talking
what do
about
I
that.
don't have to
I'm
think he
talking
was doing
about
anything because I
what
have
he
eyes.
did
I
with
can
a
see
gun.
what
Why
he
was he
doing.
there?
What you
Why was he
don't
there?
Protest to utilize his First
There's
Amendment
not
rights.
judge, jury, and
Okay.
So now he
executioner.
can't come
Okay.
You don't
outside.
There you
get
go.
If he
you don't
came
get to
outside, he should
execute
take 8 of
because
them.
you're worried
He
about
just
what might
That
be
is
happening.
not what I said.
Right.
You're
You
twisting my
know,
words left and
it's
right.
it's
You go
crazy.
right ahead.
It's crazy to me, right? Like, for all these people, the Second Amendment people, and the right wingers, you guys, this is supposed to be y'all time. Like, this is supposed to be the time that y'all rise up because this is what y'all were
But
doing
you're
this
not
for.
listening
Hold on,
to
Mark. Let me
Sean.
finish. I'll let you finish. Let me finish. Hold
Nope.
on. This is supposed to be y'all time. This is what y'all were getting guns for, yelling Second Amendment rights, stocking up on bullets and stuff like that, because you were afraid of the tyranny of the government. And now it's actually happening, and you guys are on the side of that government. That's crazy to me. I don't get it. What happened to Don't
No,
Tread on Me?
that
What happened to that? What
Yeah,
happened to Don't Tread on Me?
that's not. Hey,
Where did that
Trump
energy
is the
go?
government.
Where did that energy
Okay,
Trump
go?
let
is the
me
government.
answer.
No.
Let
Trump
me
is
answer.
the government.
How long
Let
did
me
the
answer.
NRA sell this to us? How many years
Let
did the
me answer.
NRA sell us on fighting federal overreach? Go ahead, answer. Answer
I don't
that.
think CBP and ICE trying to go and execute warrants and get illegals out of the
Let
country.
me-
is
let me ask
government
You don't
overreach.
think
Breaking in your house
hold on,
without a judicial
hold on.
warrant is
You don't-
unconstitutional.
You don't think
Flooding
stopping
your streets with federal agents. They have flooded a town with 3,000 federal agents. And the apparently nobody on the right or all those people that
Maybe
supported
if
the
Minnesota
NRA
would have
and waved their
cooperated and
flags
gave them up
around,
in jail, this
nobody
wouldn't be
that
going
said
on in
we
the
have to
street.
water the tree of
Instead,
liberty,
they're gonna
nobody
say
thinks that's federal overreach.
They don't need cooperation to know that you're not supposed to shoot people whose hands are out, empty-handed.
Nobody's
or car
talking
people
about
driving
shooting.
away from you.
Yeah.
And
Like,
nobody
there's
is
no-
agreeing
there's
with,
no policy
with the
that
guy being
says
shot.
Okay.
you can shoot people who are
No,
driving away
that-
from you.
Nobody is agreeing with the guy being
Let
shot.
me say something. You guys all want to talk about everything. You see this? If a law enforcement comes near me and I'm in plain clothes, I am required by law in every state in the union to tell them I have a weapon. And I have to comply with their instructions.
Mhm.
Even if I have my permit, even if I have all
Did
my
you not
permits,
comply?
that's the law.
Did you not?
did
Was he
not-
asked if he had a
He
weapon?
did not disclose he had a weapon.
Did he? Was he
That is a
asked?
violation.
He doesn't have to be asked. You're supposed to tell them.
So you're supposed to
When?
walk
No,
away.
When
no,
they're
no,
pepper
no,
spraying
no,
him?
no.
No, you don't. No, you
That's
don't.
not what the
Yes,
law says. The
Yeah,
law,
you
the law.
do.
Hold
Yeah,
on,
you
hold
do.
on.
But
The law does
show
not
me a
say when you
state
come
that doesn't
outside.
have the law that you have to
No, hold
disclose
on.
The law
without being
says that if
asked.
you have an
well,
interaction with law enforcement, you have to
His
tell them that
interaction,
you
he's
are
picking a
armed.
lady up and they're pepper spraying her. That's
Yeah,
his
exactly.
interaction.
Where's the
It
time?
yeah.
doesn't matter. It
But hey,
doesn't
wait,
matter.
what you guys are missing also is you guys are talking about conceal and carry laws. This is an open carry state,
No, it's
so
concealed.
it
No,
is
it's not.
somewhat different.
Jay,
But if you
Jay,
are,
Jay, you're wrong. You're wrong. It's open and concealed. It's
but
open.
I'm
It's open
saying
carry.
it's a
It's
free
both,
carry.
just
It's
like Virginia.
they said it was open carry state. So if it's conceal and carry,
It's both.
it's the same
It,
laws. But if
I'm
it's
just
open
saying, it's both.
carry,
It's both,
No,
Jay.
it's both, Jay.
oh, then
And
they're
Jay, it's
right.
both.
Then these guys are 100% right. But you,
Virginia's
if
the
you
same
do
way.
encounter law enforcement, you have to identify that you have a firearm.
Exactly. Like
You
if he pulls
cannot.
me over, they weren't pulling him over. He's helping a lady and they're pepper spraying him. He's supposed to say, "Oh, hold on, I got a gun." While you spraying the shit in my eyes, I got a gun. Dude, come on, man. Life does not work like that. Are you serious? Are
So
you
why
serious?
No,
did he
but that's
say?
not how you
He
say
should
it.
have
That,
said, "I have a weapon." That's the law. You
Bro,
have to disclose you have a weapon.
when I have an interaction, when you have an interaction with me, he wasn't even interacting with them. He's picking the lady up off the ground who slipped on the ice and got
Dude,
pepper
I
sprayed.
And then the
was
He's
cop
getting
pushed
pepper
him.
sprayed.
surrounded
over
by
a knife,
At
and
what
I
point
have to disclose that I have a
they aren't
weapon.
having they're not having a conversation, Mark. They weren't having a conversation.
Yeah, I just posted the law in
I
Texas about
Yeah.
had
when
the
you have to disclose.
conversation.
And I saw that, Doc, and I just looked it up too. Most states do not require citizens to proactively tell police they have a gun. You don't have to proactively
Right.
tell police.
It's
Now,
when
you're
you're asked.
When you're asked, yes.
I know
you
what
have to.
Virginia is.
Yeah, when you're asked, obviously. But was he even
Just like
asked?
In
Fernando
Virginia,
Castillo,
if
man.
you get
They
pulled
didn't even
over
have
and
a
you have a weapon on you,
conversation.
you have to tell the law enforcement officer that you have a weapon on you before anything else is said.
They didn't
Why
say
They
do you-
teach you that
Did
in
you see,
concealed
did you see
carry
them having a
classes.
conversation?
Massachusetts was the same way when I lived up there and had concealed carry.
This is exactly what happened to Fernando Castillo.
Exactly.
They asked him
Yes.
for his ID. He said, "Oh, here's my ID, and I have a weapon in the car."
Right. And then they shot him.
Homeboy went left. He got super
And that was
scared.
Minnesota too, wasn't it?
He followed the law,
That
and the
was
officer.
Minnesota too.
I don't know if it's poor training, poor nerves, or whatever. The law was followed. He disclosed. This is what you get for disclosing. Bah, bah, bah.
And the NRA
No,
was nowhere
no.
to be found.
So I had a guy pull a gun on me. He was asked. He was asked, "Do you have any weapons?" I searched him, found it. He tried to pull it. I didn't shoot him. He didn't
Are
walk
you the
right for a
police?
few days.
Are you a cop, Mark?
I'm security.
Oh,
I'm
see, that's the
security.
problem. We got the flashlight police here now. Oh my God.
If he didn't shoot, he
That-
was
that-
training
that
his
is
soldiers.
a- that is
We
a
keep
problem.
seeing
So-
officers shoot unarmed
so-
people.
So
That is the
listen,
problem.
listen. When he had his gun, right? I didn't perceive a threat so I didn't react. I kicked him in the dick and I
Because
took
he
him
had good
down,
training.
right? Because it's least force needed.
Kicking
Right.
in the dick is the least force needed.
I could have shot him. He had a gun. He pulled on me. I could have shot him. Legally, I could have shot him. But I used the least amount of force. Right.
That sounds like good training to me, man. Pass it on. Pass
I'm
it on
actually
to your
not
homeboys
even
tonight.
up on this one,
Perception.
Mark. I just thought it was funny.
This is the problem. It's perception. Like, what I think is lethal force
Right.
allowed, and the law is it's perception.
Right,
It's
but
not.
sh-
It's not what you as a civilian thinks. It's not what I think.
right, but
It's what law enforcement, what is reasonable for law enforcement.
Right,
It's
but if
not
you're
what
going to
you
say
care about.
perception, I understand what you're saying, where a cop says, I felt threatened, therefore I was justified. But they can't use that every time. They have to be held to a standard and a higher
No,
standard
no,
than a
no.
civility. Yes, yes,
If
yes.
they're always
You
getting scared,
cannot,
then they need to quit because this is
Right.
getting
right,
ridiculous.
No,
no, you can't tell me that every time the cop uses the defense, I was scared, I felt threatened, and they kill someone, then the judge just has to bang the gavel and say, you're free to go. They need to be held to a
no,
standard.
no.
Yes,
I
yes.
agree with that. Jim, I completely agree. But what I'm saying is the standard for me, the standard for a cop, the standard for another civilian who has no training is different. The standard is reasonable based on training. So, for example, I have 10 federal certifications and 6 state certifications. My standard is higher than yours because you don't have training. I have
I was
training
a
for
mall cop, but
you were what?
I was also flashlight police in my 20s.
Well,
Yeah,
there you
I
go.
did security for
Yeah,
Walgreens too, buddy. Yeah,
I'm fully
So,
trained.
we're all law
so
enforcement here.
I think he's using you in general. I think he's saying in general, the population that does not have a concealed carry or does not have the extra training that he does, people that have extra training are held to a higher standard than people
so
that
I
do
have
not have
ICS
that training.
and NCS training. All right. I've been deployed to Puerto Rico when Maria happened. We have to defend ourselves because that's what FEMA rules are, right? So we have to go through a lot of training. My standard that I have to follow isn't the same as ICE. It's not the same as police, but we have a certain training standard and we have a certain responsibility.
Was landing the plane in that standard at all?
Oh, hell
Plane
no.
landing?
Yeah, of course not.
If,
No,
if
so
you ask me to land a plane, that bitch crashing.